The World Bank has warned about the effects on the Ukraine economy as this war rumbles on. It says the Ukraine economy is going to fall by 45.1% and the Russian economy is going to fall by 11%. That fall, of course, then causes a further fall in the neighboring countries of Russia and Ukraine, and in fact affects the world economy. The Central Asia and European economies are set to fall by 4.1%. That's double the fall of COVID. So in other words, if the pandemic wasn't enough to cope with, we're seeing these economies massively affected by this war. Of course, this also has an effect on the food supply. Russia and Ukraine produce much of the wheat and the corn that goes around the world and of course feeds the world. Those prices being lifted again puts many into a very dangerous situation around the world, and we'll see unfortunately more people starving. It's a crazy situation, and of course we know that there are two sides to this particular story, but many would say, and I guess the vast majority in the world would say, it's an unwanted war, and Putin has tried to get into a situation to take advantage and actually take over Ukraine. But right now there are people on Facebook actually backing and supporting Russia. The Facebook figures are crazy. 650,000 accounts are pro-Putin. Of course, are they fake accounts or not? 100,000 accounts have actually been added since the war started. So we see this battle on social media. We see an economy grinding to a halt. We see in Germany there are protests against the effects of the war, and people pro-Russia, or people saying that they're being affected as Russians and being treated badly because they're Russians, and whilst they of course can't control the war. And yet again we see pictures of Russians clapping as the tanks go in to fight against Ukraine. We see terrible pictures. It's a crazy situation, and of course it's affecting the global economy and affecting the people in Ukraine. Okay, what can we do about it? Well, as investors we need to stay cautious. We've already said, or I've said on this YouTube channel, that I expect the price of wheat, of course, to go up. I'm also looking personally with our company, deVere, to back and support the people that are affected by the war, particularly children in this particular crisis. There'll be a link below where you can sponsor me on a marathon where I'm going to be raising money for people affected by the war, particularly by children. Okay, right now, the ex-minister of Russia says the way to stop the war is to stop buying oil and gas off Russia. Putin collects $1 billion every 2.5 days. He says that if Europe stops buying the oil and the gas from Russia, it will stop the war within a month. Of course, if Europe stops buying, that affects its economy. And of course, we know that probably India and China will continue to buy the oil. So does it really have an effect? It's a crazy situation. And of course, it's rumbling on. And that, of course, is the worst case for the people of Ukraine, and indeed the mothers of the soldiers that are Russian, that so many have died already. We can only hope that this is concluded sooner rather than later. More sanctions, do they really work? Okay, of course, we don't know if they do. The ruble fell, it's now recovered. Right now, we've got a crazy situation where we all can do our own bit to support people. And obviously, if you want to sponsor me, I'll double whatever you sponsor. That will help the children in that particular place. If you're investing money, invest with caution, diversify your money. Make sure that you talk to a financial advisor, because diversification is important. The war could end quickly, and of course, that could mean a quick recovery. Of course, if it rumbles on, it will affect commodity prices. They will go up, and certainly gold will go up as well. So it's always better to have a diversified portfolio. No one's got a crystal ball. They can't see the future. Make sure you support me on my run, please. But please, even if you don't, like the video. That helps me get out information. Share the video. Okay, again, that helps me get information out to people. Hit subscribe, hit that bell, please like, please share the video.